Good morning from what is possibly one of the most beautiful places on this planet, at least according to me, south of France. I made it to Nice. As you guys know, I was in Paris, so I took a train from Paris to Nice, which was actually my very first time taking a train in France. It went very well. I made it. This year's trip to south of France is gonna be a bit different to what I usually do because I realized I've been here quite a few times, but most of the time I just go with my family. It's sort of like, you know, family vacation. We go to the same places. So this time around, I really want to go and explore more places outside of I basically just want to get out of my south of France comfort zone and see something new. And what I basically meant by getting out of my south of France comfort zone is exploring cute little towns and beautiful beaches along the French Riviera. So if you're looking for cool ideas of activities or destinations to visit in the south of France, this video is definitely the right one for you. So what you see behind me is the port of Nice, a very nice port, lots of boats as it usually goes with ports. And what I usually do when I'm in Nice is that I go for a walk. Oof, windy. I go for a walk and I finish the walk here. But yesterday when I arrived, I was like, why don't I climb the stairs that you see behind me and see what's out there? And it turned out to be a very, very good idea because what I found is basically one of the most beautiful scenic paths that I didn't even know existed here in Nice, and that's what I want to show you. It's like the coolest walk, and the path is basically like kind of carved into the rocks on the side. So you get the view of whole Nice, you get the view of sea. Perfect place for sunset walk because sunset happens on this, no, where does the sunset happen? No, sunset happens somewhere there, but great for sunset. So what happens when you climb up these stairs is that you end up on this path and you're actually passing by this very famous restaurant. It's famous because it looks like that. It is very cool. It's closed right now. And then you eventually make it to this staircase. And this is where you go down. And the path is basically all the way along these rocks. You see all these people walking there? This is where we're going. So let me tell you why I decided to do this little casual walk in 35 Celsius degrees heat. Besides the fact that it's really beautiful, I actually want to attempt to walk to another town. So there's a town right next to Nice called Villefranche-sur-Mer. This is really embarrassing. Would you believe me that I actually practiced pronouncing this name this morning in my room? I was like sitting on my bed and practicing. Even though I am absolutely hopeless at pronouncing French names, I do know that this town is absolutely beautiful and it's located only about 5-6 kilometers from Nice. So you can actually take this path and walk almost all the way to Villefranche-sur-Mer. And it's one of the very few places here in this area that has sandy beach.
So goes. Stop.
I'm not even halfway, but I just keep stopping to take pictures. So you can see this is the path, and I mean, but how can you not stop every 2 seconds when you are in a place like this? Like, this walk is the best definition of like destination not being, no, the destination not being the goal, but the path is the goal. Yeah, there's a famous saying that goes something like this. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. Like, how can you not love south of France? I don't know if anyone doesn't love south of France. Like, let me know. Please let me know in the comment section down below. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. I feel like I have to say that because if I wouldn't, maybe I would make some people upset. But part of this path is taking this staircase and it is very long and very steep, and I am also regretting my choices now. Don't you think that I think it's fun right now? But I just felt like I had to warn you because, oh my god, this staircase is intense. I can definitely imagine that this is not everyone's idea of fun. I mean, I don't know whose idea of fun that is. That is also not my idea of fun, but you do have to take that staircase. So I'm taking a break halfway because I'm about to die. I also did run like 8 kilometers this morning, so but look at this house. This is like a freaking perfect house, and it has a space for, I mean, it does have a pool, but it's abundant. Like, there's no one living there and it's all empty. But imagine living here. Like, this is a dream. Honestly, it's a dream. We made it! Villefranche-sur-Mer.
How hard can it be? And I'll be a mannequin.
This is basically like a cute little miniature version of Nice, and it's not as busy. There are people here. I'm not saying it's empty, but it's definitely not as busy as Nice during this time of the year. It's August, so main season, not the best season to come to south of France, simply because it is very busy. But this is a very cute little town. I'm very happy that I came here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's rob a bank. 6, 7, 8, 9.
Good afternoon from S. I am currently doing a little hike, or not so little, to be honest. This hike is much more intense than I expected, but the views definitely make up for it. And I mean, it's not that difficult, but I'm walking down the hill, so I guess not that difficult, but you do have to be careful not to slip. I came here to see the exotic garden of S, and it's honestly such a beautiful place. The garden is located on top of a hill, and the elevation is about 500 meters, so you're quite high up, and you have the most incredible view of the sea and town below us, and oh, it's such a beautiful place. This was actually the reason why I decided to come here in the first place. I was just, well, probably on Instagram or TikTok a couple of months back, and I saw a video about that garden, and I was like, oh my god, where is it, and how come that I've never even been there. So yeah, that was like my motivation to come to the south of France. I was like, I want to see that garden, and it was worth it. It was beautiful, but I do have to say, I do have to warn you that yeah, I was certainly not the only person that thought that this garden was very beautiful and it's a good idea to come and see it. It was extremely crowded, there are lots of people, but it is also my fault because it's pretty much the middle of the day. However, the problem is, like, whatever you want to do here, the best time of the day is very early. But I mean, you cannot do everything very early, right? Like, I went for a run this morning, as I always like to casually mention. Almost made it. I feel like this took me almost an hour, and Google Maps showed like 26 minutes. That was a much needed after this hike. It felt so good to be in the water. The hike took me about an hour. I don't know if I'm a lamer or if Google just lied to me, because Google did say it will take 26 minutes. Definitely did not take me 26 minutes. And now I'm gonna head back to Nice because I actually drank all my water. And there is no shop here when you get down. So S is basically sort of like, I guess, divided into two parts, or like there is the village up on the hill where I was earlier, and then there is a town by the sea. I mean, they must do have a shop here, but I googled and I cannot find anything. Good morning, guys. It is a beautiful Friday morning and we are in Monaco. I am having coffee right now, so spilled it on myself, that's why I'm wet. So I'm actually heading to a beach club, which I was recommended. Apparently it's also like one of the top rated beach clubs in Monaco. Don't worry, I'm not stupid. I did check the prices online and it seems equally expensive as everything else here in south of France. So we'll see. But I just felt like, you know, why not? I'm here. Beach club in Monaco seems to be a fun experience. So let's see where the day takes us. I'm also having like a major life realization. I'm not that major, but being a morning person is a freaking gift, and I wish I would be a morning person. So I am in front of the very famous casino, probably the most famous landmark here in Monaco. Also the only landmark. Nope. I was gonna say that it's the only landmark here in Monaco that I know, but that is not true because I also know the palace. Anyways, the thing is that I've been here quite a few times, and every single time when you're in this area, it's honestly not a great experience. It's freaking crowded, people everywhere. Just, you know, like nothing special. But right now it's 8 a.m. or almost 9 a.m. and it's so nice and quiet here and just calm, and there are people hanging around, and it's like a completely different world. I feel like in the morning everything just feels so different in a good way, like better different. And I wish I could freaking wake up at 5 or 6 a.m. and experience the calmness and peace. Oh my god, this is so beautiful. Oh, who would have thought? What was I saying? Yeah, I wish I would be a morning person and wake up early. Basically, okay, let's go to that beach. I was literally so close to giving up because the place, I'm kind of whispering because I do not want to disturb people, but the place that I wanted to go to was fully booked, and then I went to like 4 different places and everything was fully booked. So I guess people are very serious about their beach time here, everywhere in the south of France, same in all the other places as well. But luckily I did manage to find one place that had a spot left, and it is pretty here. I honestly had such a good day there. Service was great, very friendly, definitely not like too uptight, which maybe you could expect sometimes in this area. Also, there was so much space between the centers, which I love compared to many, if not big majority of beach clubs in the area. This is actually a lot of space. And if you're into swimming, just like me, this is the perfect place because water is actually warmer than in Nice. And since you are in a bay and it's sort of like covered with rocks, there's not that many waves, it's quite calm. So I spent hours swimming. I almost felt like I was in a pool. Water is also very clear here. Food was great too. So overall, a really good experience, and I would definitely come back. Good morning. We're starting the day in Monaco again, because I decided that I didn't really get enough of Monaco. Well, I didn't really do anything here. Yesterday, I was just at the beach all day chilling. So yesterday was a relaxation day. And today, I decided to wake up early and go for a walk. We are in the port of Monaco right now. It's like 8 a.m. so it's still very nice and quiet. Yesterday, I got really inspired by myself. That sounds bad. No, I'm joking. I just got really inspired to wake up early again and see what the world is like when it's early and empty. Also, I talked to this Italian couple at the beach yesterday, and they recommended me this coffee/breakfast spot. So I will go there later, but I figured that before I do that, I'm gonna go for a little walk, because I wouldn't be myself if I wouldn't go for a little walk. So I'm literally gonna attempt to walk across this country like 2 or 3 times today, which is not very difficult here in Monaco because the country is like 2 kilometers long. When you are in the port of Monaco, there is this hill that you can see behind me, and the castle is right there on the hill. There is a castle. Like, as you know, Monaco has a royal family, and the hill is a really good viewpoint. There is a really nice view from the top, so I thought that before I head to breakfast. I'm gonna quickly climb that hill. Okay, so when you reach the hill, there is a staircase right there, and that's where you go. At least that's what I think. I've done it a couple of times before, but I don't remember quite well, but we'll try. Last time I was here, even though it was April, so not main season, you could barely fit a human being here, and now I'm the only one. Like, look at this, how incredible. This behind me is the Royal Palace, and this is the beautiful view. It is quite impressive, I must say. However, as much as I like Monaco, I do like it. However, obviously it is very pretty. It's not the prettiest place on the French Riviera. It's definitely not the most picturesque place. There's so many other towns, villages here in the area that are prettier. I guess what makes Monaco a bit more interesting is the fact that, well, it's obviously a separate country. It's not France, it's not part of France, and it's the second smallest country on earth after Vatican. And then there's this whole wealth factor. So Monaco is the richest, the wealthiest, or one of the wealthiest countries on earth, and the reason why so many wealthy people come here is taxes. Yeah, I've heard that apparently in order to move to Monaco, you need to have a large amount of money in your bank account, and there are lots of different rules. Well, obviously, because I guess then everyone would move here to avoid paying taxes, right? And you know, you really can tell that it is an extremely wealthy place. It's basically like nothing else on earth, because even in big cities, when you go to like wealthy areas of town, you'll still see the contrast, you know, like when you are in Paris and you go to the fancy areas with luxury shops, you see people shopping at these shops, but then you see people struggling on the streets, and it's just a huge mix, right? And here in Monaco, it's really not like that. It's just like wealthy people and then tourists looking at these people. When I was coming back from the beach yesterday, the amount of like crazy cars and the amount of people taking pictures of these crazy cars is insane. But that's what I was saying, that to be fair, for me, coming here in the evenings or during the day, when a lot of people come to see this place, it's not even that fun, because it's, as I said, it's not like the prettiest place. It is pretty, don't come for me, okay? It is very pretty, but there are many other places in the area that are even better than that. So my personal advice would be, if you haven't been to south of France before, I wouldn't even say that Monaco should be like one of the first places you visit. But if you do decide to visit, come early in the morning. And I know that the same rule applies to everything. So I guess you just have to pick the places that you want to see the most and come there really early in the morning. But honestly, it's such a different experience. But I'm ranting. Okay, we saw the view. The view was great. Let's get breakfast. Breakfast was amazing. That pastry, like, oh my god, like, I literally cannot recommend it enough. And now we're gonna say goodbye to Monaco and head to our second destination of the day, called Menton. We made it to Menton. I'm also trying to like jump and wave my hair around to create air movement so I can cool down, because it is 38 Celsius degrees, but to be fair, maybe it's making it even worse. Anyways, I'm so happy to finally be here, because I've heard so much about Menton. So many people recommended it to me. It's known for being a very pretty little town. We are basically on the border with Italy, like literally right there. If I would walk a few hundred meters, we would be in Italy. And besides being known for being very colorful and pretty, Menton is also known for their annual lemon festival. Since this is like one of the sunniest places in Europe, apparently it's sunny here for like 330 days per year. So basically it's sunny here every day. So it's also a great place to grow lemons and like oranges and stuff like that. So I am taking a walk around Old Town, and I must say, out of all places I visited on this trip, this is probably the least busy one. There are people here, don't get me wrong, but not as many as in Nice or Monaco or as. And it is absolutely stunning. It's such a cute little town. And you can definitely tell that we're close to Italy. I kind of feel like we're in Italy for some reason. Well, maybe because we are close to Italy. The heat is getting to me. The heat is getting to me. Or that, like, I mean, maybe it's not the heat, maybe it's just me, but heat is a good excuse, right?